おおよそですね、ゲームっていうのはお約束がいくつかありまして、それをちゃんと守らないとゲームとして成立しないんですが、それをですね簡単に裏切っているゲームです。楽しみ方ができると思いますので、ぜひそれでまた楽しんでほしいと思っています。
A potential new shift is on the horizon. Many are eagerly awaiting a brand new Zelda, doubly so for Nintendo's latest console. But in what direction is this new Breath of the Wild taking? Well, Aonuma in the previous clip summed it up pretty well. In 2015, during the Tokyo International Forum, he stated that many games have a set of unspoken rules, alluding that he himself would like to step beyond it. Of course, the statement was made back during the launch of Majora's Mask 3D, but it very much applies to this new Zelda. Few game series have changed their conventions while still being positively received. Even fewer have these changes been made that furthered innovation. Ocarina of Time is a great example of this, the first 3D Zelda that held great influence over the rest of the series going forward. What we are seeing with Breath of the Wild may be something similar to that end. This new Zelda plays differently from its predecessors, opting for a more non-linear feel that does bring memories back from the very first Zelda. So what do we know about Breath of the Wild? Well, that's gonna take a while to answer. Zelda Breath of the Wild news is back on this channel, so let's get right into it. I suppose the most efficient thing to do would be to take a look at recent news and then work backwards. Recently, Nintendo has been sharing loads of different screenshots of the title. Some are breathtaking, while others are subjects for Zelda theories and heated discussions. However, what is probably the biggest concern about the project is whether or not the game will be delayed. Well, first, the word delay is a bit specific, since Nintendo at the moment of when this video is being made never released a specific release date. So I suppose a more accurate question would be, is Breath of the Wild releasing at the same time of the Switch? My thoughts? It will launch at the same time, and that is coming from a guy who covered this topic back before when the game was even revealed. So what exactly makes me say that? Well, let's take a look back at the game's development. How back, you ask? Well, all the way back to 2013. Fun fact, in an interview with Shigeru Miyamoto, he actually considered showing off Breath of the Wild at this event, but ultimately decided not to for reasons he did not mention. Now, I have a theory about why he did not show it then, but I'll leave that for later. Moving on, when Breath of the Wild was actually revealed at E3 2014, Nintendo revealed it would actually be released in 2015. This statement was further pushed by the subsequent Game Awards show, where Miyamoto also stated that the game would be out in 2015. Now, obviously that did not happen. In fact, at this point, everybody was calling this game Zelda Wii U, not Breath of the Wild. I remember there were tons of speculation going around during this time frame. We really did not know much about the project. Then something strange happened. The following year, when E3 2015 came around, the new Zelda was mysteriously absent. This gave a host of concerns among the Zelda community, to say the least. However, when E3 2016 came around, the fans' patience was rewarded with not only a name for the game, but new trailers and footage of gameplay. Fast forward a few months and, well, here we are today. So what happened? Why was the game being continually pushed back, delayed, or kept quiet for some time? Well, here comes the theory. In an interview with Miyamoto, he revealed that a reason behind the constant delays is the development of the physics engine for the game, which makes sense as it does seem fairly intricate. However, Miyamoto did also mention the NX, which is the Switch, had gone into development a while ago. So in brief, I theorize what caused the delays are a host of development issues. The Zelda team not only had the ambitious project of a new Zelda game that challenged the series conventions, but also had to develop a new physics engine to go alongside it. This may have taken a lot longer than originally intended, let alone the fact that Aonuma himself was working on a bunch of different Zelda games at the same time while working on the game. By the time Breath of the Wild matured into development, Nintendo was already working on the new Switch, and since Breath of the Wild was originally a game for the Wii U, there could have been even more technical difficulties the Zelda team had to deal with. So, at least the way I see it, Breath of the Wild was delayed due to these development challenges. However, the worst of these challenges may have already been completed. The Nintendo Switch has already been revealed, and it is slated for a March release. Heck, even Reggie Fils-Aimé, along with Miyamoto, went on the Jimmy Fallon show to display it off with Zelda, alluding that both products should be released at the same time. Now, with this level of confidence that Nintendo is putting into both projects, I don't really see why Breath of the Wild should be delayed. But to play devil's advocate for a moment, let's say Breath of the Wild is delayed due to some reason. If Breath of the Wild is delayed, then I can also see the Nintendo Switch being delayed as well. Think about it, in every instance we see the Nintendo Switch, whether it be the launch trailer or the Fallon footage, we see the Switch paired with Breath of the Wild. Obviously, Nintendo wants this new Zelda to be marketed as a launch title. As a result, whenever the Switch is released, Breath of the Wild will also be released and vice versa. The reason they are paired together is on purely a marketing standpoint. Many people are interested in the Switch because of Breath of the Wild. Having Zelda delayed to launch separately from the Switch would be detrimental to both, I think. In other words, I do not see it likely that Breath of the Wild is getting pushed back. The biggest argument I see for it is that the localization process is supposedly taking much more time than expected, which I am not sure that I buy that. While I do not doubt that the localization process would indeed take some time, we have already seen Breath of the Wild back in June last year with English voice acting along with localized text, which alludes that the localization process has already been in development prior to June 2016. If that is the case, there has been considerable amount of time for the process to be undertaken. This stands in stark contrast to another separate case, Fire Emblem Fates. When that game was first revealed, the title was seen in the original Japanese format, not already localized like in Breath of the Wild. As a result, it took an entire year since the Japanese release to localize it to the West. Or I can be completely wrong here and Breath of the Wild will be pushed back to later 2017 and the world will be invaded by an army of robot penguins. Not sure where that came from, but that is just a theory, a Zelda theory, and wow, I haven't done that in a while. But what do you guys think of all this? I asked around on Twitter to hear your thoughts. Mokobi says Kimishima pushed back the Switch so it could launch with more games. So no, I don't think Breath of the Wild will be delayed. Also, the White Hawk says, I don't believe Breath of the Wild will be delayed again. Nintendo marketed it as a launch title, plus many rumors agree. And lastly, Nathan Graff says I believe it's completed, besides the localization part, but even that is most likely done in the US and Japan, just not UK. So will Breath of the Wild be pushed back? Well, a Nintendo Switch event is around the corner on the 12th. Maybe we will get more information there to clarify some things. And you know this channel will cover it all. Well, that is all the information I have for you guys, and to be completely honest, I miss doing a series like this. The original Zelda News series is what first started off this channel, so glad to be back at it. Also, sorry for the mix-up on the schedule I showed off in the last Zelda theory. Some scheduling hiccups occurred, but here's a new one. Sorry about that, I guess things just kind of happened. So there will be a Nintendo Switch theory on the 10th, followed by an analysis of the Switch event on the 12th. A new Zelda theory will be up on the 13th, and finally episode 2 of Breath of the Wild news will be up on the 16th, next Monday. And wow, it's gonna be a busy week. Also, if you have any information for next week's episode, comment below with information Breath of the Wild related and I will feature your name on next week's video. Also, special thanks goes to these contributors who also replied their thoughts over on Twitter but didn't make it to the video. I appreciate it nonetheless, guys. This Zelda news series will be a Monday thing as tradition will have it. So next episode I'll be back next Monday. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Till then, this is the video of the day.
Behind you! You are only human. My blade is ready to be unleashed. I will make use of this. Let's finish this quickly.
Sometimes I'm not sure why I even bother.